Next week, stage 2 is also starting for EMEA, Pacific, and Americas. For China, it started last week or this week already. And so what we're gonna do is today EMEA, then tomorrow Pacific, and the day after Americas, and then for on the same day we do Americas a couple hours later. There will be the pick'ems for week 1 for all of the 3 regions plus week 2 for China. But now let's get right into EMEA's power rankings. But first up, we're gonna take again a short look at the ELO ratings. I mean, they really shouldn't mean that much. And these are the ELO ratings post stage 1 or post masters for the 3 teams that qualified. And yeah, I mean, the ELO rating is fairly accurate based off of how well the teams did within EMEA. I would say Foot is kind of the outlier who are way too low. So yeah, these have been the ELO ratings. And then for stage 2, obviously you can see the changes here with Summit and Sunset coming in for Fracture and Pearl. And yeah, I mean, for Gentlemates, it's a massive massive downgrade in terms of the elo. But generally, this doesn't really mean much since since none of the teams have played neither Summit or Sunset. So yeah, the elo ratings are really not representative of any of the team's strength. But yeah, interesting to keep a closer look on during the course of stage 2. And this is what it looks like currently. But now let's get into the actual power rankings. But before we actually rank these teams, I'm gonna quickly go over the couple of roster changes that happened. So for Fnatic, Vekash still seems to be struggling with some health-related issues, so he won't be playing. And Sivov is out, who was subbing during playoffs of stage 1. And Cloud is coming in over from Giant X. And I don't really feel good about that. I think I would have preferred for them to stick with Sivov. I think that probably would have given them more firepower. And yeah, also roles wise, I don't think Cloud is gonna do as much for the team as Sivov could have done, but maybe they're gonna surprise me with that, but I don't feel great about it if I'm being honest. And then for Jidex, obviously Cloud is out, as well as Grubinho, and coming in are Mushek, I think he's called, from tier 2. I don't know anything about him, I don't know how good he's gonna be, as well as Nat, who's coming over from NA's Challenger League. And I mean, he used to be on guard and stuff, so his name is known, but I don't know how good he's gonna be in 2026, fragging wise as well as calling wise. But I mean, they had to find a new IGL. I think Net is a decent pickup, but I don't have high hopes for this team. But we'll get to that later. And then Gentlemates made a change. Prox is coming in for Glyph, and Prox was last year already on Gentlemates. And yeah, he's replacing Glyph. I think it's kind of a side grade. I don't think Glyph was really the issue for Gentlemates. And I don't think Prox is gonna be either. So yeah, as I've said, kind of a side grade. Then next up for Navi, Exit should now finally arrive and have his visa. So he will be playing instead of Comeback. And then also they are getting rid of Filu, and coming in is Sivov from Fnatic, who was subbing for them. And I think this is a great pickup. I thought that Filu was the weak point of Navi, and Sivov should be an immense upgrade in terms of firepower. I'm really excited to watch this team. I think they could do some real damage within EMEA. But I think a lot of it is gonna rely on how good Exit is gonna be, and I don't know anything about him yet. I've heard that he's supposed to be really good, but yeah, I mean, that I don't know anything about him is the only thing that's keeping me from really believing hard in this team. Then for Pacific Esports, CNET is gonna be out and Waddle is coming in from Tier 2. And Waddle has been great in Tier 2 now for the last season and this season thus far. So for 1.5 years now, he's been performing really well in Tier 2. So I'm really excited to see him, but I don't think it really changes any of the issues that Pacific Esports is probably gonna have. So uh, nice pickup, ultimately not gonna move the needle for me. And then the last team to make changes is Team Liquid, with both Wayne and Miniboo actually benching themselves. And I don't know, just taking a break from competing. And coming in will be Trex and Kicks. Trex was last year already on Team Liquid. I thought he was really great. Just whenever we've seen him, really, I've thought that he was great, but somehow it seems to always seems to always be internal struggles coming with him involved, which I don't know anything about. But I mean, in terms of the player, it's a great pickup, but I hope that this team isn't gonna implode because of it. And then Kicks, I also think is great. He was great on Vitality. And yeah, I think it's nice that he has a shot in Tier 1 again, because I think he's good enough for sure. And yeah, I feel good about these changes, but also kind of in terms of roles, it's a bit questionable. I don't exactly know which player is gonna be on which role, so I think that's gonna be a bit iffy. But probably Camo is going back over towards duelist if I had to guess, but no clue who's gonna play the smokes then. But we'll have to wait and see. And so let's actually get to power ranking these teams, and we're gonna start off in S tier, and I think there's only really one team you could realistically put up there, and that's Vitality. I think Vitality has by far looked the best, and I don't see any reason why they shouldn't continue to be. I think you could make the argument that Foot should join them. Um, Even though Heretics won the split over Vitality at what we've seen at Masters London, I don't think you can really argue that Heretics should be S tier. I think that they clearly look to be a bit worse to be in A tier, but are still one of the best teams in EMEA, I would assume. And yeah, with Foot, I do understand the argument as to why they should be in S tier maybe, but for me personally, I would still put them slightly below that. I would still put them in A tier. I don't feel certain yet that they are gonna be able to compete with Vitality consistently, so that's why I'm putting them slightly below them. Actually, you know what? I've thought about it a bit more, and I think I'm gonna put Foot in S tier still. Like, with how well they did during Masters London, like I think my issue is a bit that within stage 1, Foot looked a bit more wonky, but to be fair, Vitality looked even more wonky at times. Like, or Vitality looked for longer parts a bit wonky, and Foot only looked at times a bit wonky. But yeah, during Masters London, Foot did so well, and even though I would still say that Vitality is clearly better, I think, yeah, I think I have to give Foot their flowers and put them in S tier. But I could really understand if you want to put them in A tier. Uh, yeah, since I also thought so, but I think S tier is probably more deserving. So the last team I will put in A tier then is Eternal Fire. I think they should have probably gone to Masters London. I think they should have probably won versus Foot in the upper bracket to make it in. And yeah, I think that's it's such a shame that they didn't make it on in. And I don't see any reason why they shouldn't still be great. Firepower is still insane, and I think they're gonna dominate some teams again, and I'm all here for it. Then for B tier, I'm gonna start off with Fnatic, and you might say that I'm quite low on Fnatic with this, right? They usually make top four, they usually make champs, but I don't know. I'm really not sold on the Cloud pickup. I don't think that it is for sure gonna work out. I can't confidently say that. So because of that, I have to put them in B tier sadly. Joining them is gonna be Navi. As I've said, I really believe in this team, but yeah, with Exit, I don't know for sure that he is the real deal. Like if I see that he's the real deal for sure, then yeah, they can make champs. And I would for sure put them in A tier, but for the moment, I think B tier is more fair in terms of what we've actually seen. And then also in B tier, I will put Liquid. I still think they're gonna be quite good, but I don't think they're gonna be as good as they were last year. And also there's a bit, as I've said, there's a bit of a role issue on this team, so I'm not too sure about that, but I still think they're gonna be a decent team. And lastly in B tier, I will put BBL. I hope BBL are gonna be a bit better than what we've seen during stage one. And that we're gonna see a bit more of kickoff BBL, but I don't know. I can't confidently say it. I feel like they also have slight role issues. I don't think they really know which role Lerock and which agents Lerock should play. And I hope they figured that out, but I'm not certain on it. So yeah, because of that, I'm a bit low on BBL maybe. But also I think the middle of the pack in EMEA is quite stacked. It's quite strong. So looks a bit harsh, but I feel like it makes sense for BBL to be here. And next up in C tier, we're gonna start off with Gentlemates. I think Gentlemates, the roster changes are kind of whatever, and I feel like they've progressively gotten worse the further we've gotten into the season. So yeah, I think stage two it's kind of gonna continue, and I'm really not high on this team anymore. I don't think Martin and friends is enough. I think he needs some more help, and personally, I would have liked to see someone else come in for Bipo, since I feel like he has looked quite rough. And also, I think Martin has to play a duelist. Um, but yeah, I don't know what this team is gonna do. Um, I feel like it's gonna be a bit of a rough one for them. And then next up in C tier, I will put KC, and then Giant X. With KC, I don't know, they individually they are better than what they are showing us as a team, so that's why I'm low on them, uh, just from results. And then Giant X changes. I don't think they're gonna do anything really. It's gonna be rough with losing Cloud, and I don't know how well Net is gonna be as an IGL in 2026. So yeah, quite low on Giant X. And then in D tier, I've got to put Pacific, since yeah, I don't know, we've really not seen anything that gives me any reason to put them higher. I'm really excited to see Waddle in tier 1 though, but yeah, I don't think this team is gonna surprise us. So that's why they are my lone D tier team. Especially with this like middle of the pack, I would say. I'm really uncertain on which teams are gonna be strong. I think Vitality and Foot are probably the only two teams that I'm set on that they are gonna be good, which is also why I would put Foot in S tier and not in A tier actually. So yeah, I think these two are gonna be solid. They're gonna make champs, and then the other two spots are honestly up for grabs between these 6 teams. Heretics kind of have an advantage in terms of that, but I don't think, still think it's possible that they don't make champs. But yeah, I'm really excited for stage 2 and I'm looking forward to it. But let me know in the comments below how you think stage 2 is gonna go. Who do you have as like the teams making champs, for example? Let me know with which points of mine do you disagree with, and then we're gonna see each other tomorrow for the Pacific Power Rankings.